guys, Dumelang bana ba ko gae, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Priscilla Gogo Maseko, and as you have seen by the title of this video, we are doing a get to know me video, or rather a get to know me tag. I believe that it is very important to get to understand and know who you're dealing with. So during the week, I did send a request on my Instagram for people to participate in this video. And yes, the participation was so good, hence why we managed to have this video. Thank you so much, guys, for the participation, because had you guys not participated, we were not going to have this video. So I really do appreciate that effort that you've put in so as we get the video. So before I get to the video, I just want to come here and say, Bana ba ko gae, ke a leboha. Thank you so much for the support that you have given me to this far. So I was actually waiting for my channel to gain some momentum, and we are heading to 7,000 subscribers. So it is actually fit for us to have a get to know me video. Guys, the support that you have given me in such a short space of time, I'm very much appreciative of it. I don't know what I can do for you guys, but I'll keep on giving you proper, good quality content. That's all I can promise for now. And yeah, let's just do simple things by subscribing to the channel, liking, and positively commenting, because in this house we just want positive vibes. Anyway, let me stop blabbing and get into today's video. So I'm currently in my office, and I will be using this phone for some of the questions that you guys have sent. Yo guys, the participation was so good. It was so good. Like, I got so many questions, hence why I decided to have this video with some glass of wine, because I will obviously get thirsty because so many questions, guys. Yo, I promise to just try to answer all of them to the best of my ability. I will try to answer like all of you. I feel like by the end of this video, you guys would have you know who you're dealing with. And yeah, please do stay tuned until the end of the video. I fully understand that it is our first sit down video, but oh well, not really, because when we did my kitchen costing, I remember we had a sit down, and yeah, the views were there. So please just keep with me until the end of the video. So I am going to be starting with simple things such as my name, my age, where I come from, and which school did I go to. Simply like my biography, if we can say. So my name, guys, is a unique one. My name is Gogo. So in South African context, Gogo ka Sesotho ke nkgono, Gogo in Afrikaans is Oma, Gogo in Zulu is Ugogo, Umdomdala, guys, an old lady in English. That's my name. It's quite a unique one, and growing up, honestly, I was faced with challenges, not just like any other person. Like, I had a challenge with my name. That was the first challenge that I've had in my entire life. And I come here and say to you guys, my name is actually one of the things that made me to be the person I am today. Like, the confidence that I have, I feel like roots from my name, because I actually had to gain confidence from a very young age because of the name that I have. So why was I called Gogo? So initially my mom was not in support of the idea for me to be Gogo, and my dad actually wanted me to be Gogo. He actually named me after his great grandmother. So in African cultures, you do know that you cannot call an elderly person by their name directly. Hence why in the Zulu culture, an old lady would be referred to as Ugogo. So they couldn't actually call me by my dad's great grandmom's name directly, because it was going to be viewed or seen as disrespectful. Hence why the name Gogo. I argued with my parents as I was growing up because it became a thing, like it was dragging. Because back then, I remember it was around the times whereby even artists would compose songs that have my name in it, and I couldn't really understand. It was like, honestly, but Mama, why would you name such a cute, beautiful baby Gogo? Like, it didn't make sense. It was back in the time, Sabum Zege Zege, where they would sing, where go, go, Groover. Ewe na go, go, Groover. So you remember the song? So nje, innocently walking back from school, you'd hear people when they see me, other kids, you know how kids are, they would start singing, where go, go, Groover. It was like they were making a mockery out of my name. And yeah, even later, I remember there was another song. Was it Jai Pageku Gogo, Ageku Gogo? But this one was actually released when I was around, I think I was doing my grade 11, if not grade 12. So, because I noticed that my name was a way of people getting me to be uncomfortable, I learned that if I do not entertain them, then it will keep going. So sometimes I would start the songs, Jaipa Geku Go Go in class, and they would join. So that's how I got to actually get through the whole name issue. But even till today, guys, I still do find people who get shocked and surprised and amazed when I tell them my name. They would even go to an extent of asking me to see my identity document to see if the name actually appears on it. And yes, my name does appear on my identity document, guys. So, like, guys, when you come across me and I have time and you ask me for my name, if I have time, I will smile at you and say, my name is Gogo. The reason why I would give you a smile is because I have time. Because I have noticed that immediately I tell people my name, what comes after is the meaning behind it. They are interested in the name. So when I don't have time, you will get my straight look that my name is Gogo. Let's get over it, you know? So yeah, that's how I've managed to actually overcome few challenges that came with this name. My surname is Maseko, and yeah, there was a question here if I do have siblings. Yes, I do have siblings. At home, there's five of us, so I've got my two brothers and two sisters, and I also have my stepsister. And I was born in a very small town in the Free State called Kroonstad. So I was born in the township of Kroonstad, which is Maokeng, Gelekvat. So I was born in Gelekvat. Um, Growing up, really, we never really had it easy considering that it was the five of us. My dad was there, but he was not really financially well, and we were basically raised by a single parent because my mom and dad separated when I was 4 years of age, but they still got along. We loved our dad. Our dad was there, and he did offer some assistance where he could. So yeah, guys. So if there's one thing that I'm appreciative of is actually my siblings. If there's one gift that my parents has given me that I would appreciate until I die is my brothers and sisters, because those people do really play a huge part in my life. I will try and insert pictures as we move along, so as you see who I'm talking about, what I'm referring to, so as it becomes more interesting, I guess you guys would appreciate that. So my primary and high school, I went to to one school from primary to high school. I went to St. Peter Claver High School, and other people would call it Roma. So I went to school ka Roma, guys. Nekikena skolo Roma. That's where I did my matric. I matriculated in the year 2015. And in 2015, I was actually a top performing student in my matric class of 2015. So I was a DAX learner. I cannot say really that I am smart. I am not smart, but I am a hard worker. Why am I a hard worker? I am a hard worker because I hate failure. So come what may, I block failure with everything that I have. Let's get into the questions, guys. Where do you get your style inspo? So I'm not sure if this question is referring to how I dress or how my house looks, but I just love fashion. I love the spaces that I'm in to be looking proper and to style my home, to be quite honest, I just go with items that I feel do make sense. And going on, I will be answering the question that if I have, what was the question? Did you study a deco related course? Your house is so beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for the compliments that I have received regarding my house. I did not study any deco related course. I'm not an interior designer, but however, I am looking into that field. So, guys, once I tell you that I don't know what even qualifies one to be an interior designer. So, once I'm in the field, guys, please do show some support. I would really, really, really do appreciate it. And what is your highest level of qualification? What is your highest qualification? Okay, my highest qualification currently is a honors. I hold a BCom honors, guys. And how old are you? Guys, don't I look my age? Do I look older than my age? No, like, let's be honest. Now I thought people can see how old I look. Anyway, I am currently 26 years of age, turning 27 on the 10th of June. I was born on the 10th of June, 1998. Um, why do you guys stay in Durban? So the Durban story is it's quite an interesting one, if I have to say. So back in 2011, we had a family vacation here in Durban, and when I was here, I think it was around May, and the whole transition from provinces made me to actually want to come and study here after my matric. So Free State was so cold. Like those who come from Free State would tell you that like we understand winter and we know winter to an extent that when people this side wear their coats and boots only when it starts to rain, I find them being very dramatic because honestly, I know how winter feels. And as much as I'm born in June, I'm a Gemini. I hate winter. I hate cold days. So I was just surprised that in South Africa, there's a place that is still so warm and it's winter. And I told my mom immediately that, no, mama, you know what? After my matric, this is where I want to come study. Honestly, let's make it happen. And at that time, I don't know what grade I was in, but I was very far to can even complete my matric. So my love for Durban developed when we came on a family vacation back in 2011. It was my first time in Durban then, and yeah, I just loved the weather. I just loved the fact that there's actually an ocean here. Like First State is so dry. I'm not that Kibwa, but you guys know it's so dry. The developments back home compared to where I am now, it's actually slower that side compared to the side. So I was like to my mom, this is where my life is. The one thing that I love about being in Durban is that as much as it's a city, but it's not really fast paced. It's a very good environment for you to raise kids. Honestly, I'm not saying anything about other like cities, but I feel like if I was given an option to raise my kids in Durban and in Joburg, I would still choose to raise them in Durban. The life in Joburg is a bit too fast for me, and I cannot imagine kids growing up in Joburg. So yeah. Um, please share with us your journey to success, to where you are today. My journey to success, guys, I don't really consider myself successful as yet because I still have so many things to achieve. I'm still very, very young. And what is success? Really, like, I feel like we need to understand what success is. And yes, I do get that for my age and for where I am now, I have achieved quite a lot. So to answer to this question, um, my dad actually never believed in working for someone, and my mom's idea was that of we should go to school, graduate, and get work, like be employed. So, as kids, we decided to, you know what, we're going to go to school, we're going to graduate so as our mom is satisfied. But I was of my dad's idea, and it actually led, as much as most of the business concepts and what we do now is mainly my mom's ideas. But I salute that concept because till this age, at this point, I don't have a CV, guys. I don't wanna lie, I don't have a CV. I have never applied for any work. I've never done all of that. So after my studies, I went straight into business, and it was quite working out for me, if I have to say, and it is still working out for me. That's how I have achieved everything that I have today. So yeah, I think I hope that answers it. And yo, yeah, so somebody said so many questions. Yeah, it's really a lot of questions. What motivates you to keep calm and going? Guys, the one thing that motivates me to keep going is the fact that I hate failure. So whenever I think that if I have to stop, like any other person, sometimes you have the thoughts of giving up in life, in the journey. But for me, when that feeling or thought comes and I think of failure, because I hate failure so, so much, I block it, guys, with whatever that may be. So the main reason that I'm scared of failure makes me to keep going. Which university did you go to? Okay, so after I completed my matric, in 2015, I got accepted at the University of KwaZulu-Natal here in Durban. So the other question is, how how did you meet your husband? Did you immediately know that he was the one? This is quite a nice question. Um, how did I meet my husband? So I met my husband late 2014, no, late 2013. I met my husband late 2013. Um, we actually had to attend, I was accompanying my best friend to a hockey match. So I'm not a sporty person. I didn't do any sports at school. And I just love my best friend so much. She's still my best friend to this day. So she was like, friend, it's a Friday, let's go watch a hockey match. And I was like, yo, I'm not sporty, friend. What is hockey? I don't even understand hockey. But for my bestie, I would do anything. So I was like, yeah, let's go. We were actually going to watch, um, I'm sorry to say this, but we were, if she's watching Otto Poka, I know, but we were actually going to support his then boyfriend because the boyfriend then was playing hockey. Sharp. So we go to watch this match. And guys, to be honest, I'm thankful to my friend and that hockey match that we attended that day because that's the match that gave me my husband. That's the match that made me to meet up with the guy who was going to say at the end of the day, "Dikgomo ha di tswe ka lesakeng for ngwanana on." So yeah, guys, we here's my best friend. I'm supporting my best friend. We're going to watch a hockey match. So my husband was a hockey keeper then. He was a keeper. He is still a keeper. He's a keeper, guys. Yo, I think this wine is going to make me lose track. Anyway, here we are. we're going to attend this hockey match. I don't understand hockey then, but let's go and support friends. So as my friend and I were sitting, we are just beautiful girls from a different school. Obviously, you know what's gonna happen. So there are guys coming to greet us, but they knew my friend like because my friend's boyfriend was playing. Also, some guys were from like her area, like from the township. So it was easy for her to actually interact with others. They knew her. And for me, Nanje, I was just there supporting. So the following week after this hockey match, my friend comes to me and says to me, "Did you see like a tall guy who came to us to greet us when we were at the match?" I was like, "No, a tall guy." Not to be quite honest, then I didn't really Nikki Sangele Bashimani phone that much to be quite honest. So I wasn't really focusing on who came, what happened. I was just there supporting my best friend. Yo, yeah, that guy man showed me. How am I born? Come on, who's that guy? No, his name is Gesh. Gesh, Gesh. So people from my hometown refer to my husband as Gesh. Kera, like it's big Gesh, akabona Gesh. Man, tell me, how did you not see Gesh? Hey, come to the following week, this Gesh guy is going to um, send me what is this messenger Facebook guys the Facebook at this point thanks all thanks to messenger because like I was about this today. So anyway, the second week this guy approaches me on thingy. He wants to meet up with me, and to be quite honest, I didn't see that face. I didn't see the guy Jay. When well I was like, okay, let me give it a try. We met up. Then we didn't have money, guys. It was not, let's meet up, yeah, let's have lunch, let's catch up on. No, no, no. It was, let's meet up. Roloko pana, passaging yawo, mali, le re dumela, and then that's where we meet up. You know, it's back then, we're still young, we don't have money. Like we're relying on our parents basically for survival. Oh, this guy, Bato. Let me go. Let's try it out. Then I meet up with this guy. When I saw this guy, he was just tall, very skinny, but very handsome. And I was like, ah, man, I feel like this is my man. And he was very, very, like, if there's one thing I love a man who is very respectful and who, as much as he's approaching you, but he's shy. Ha ke rate bashemane ba phapang, guys. Yo, ha ke batle moshemane a phapang. No. Mm-mm. So yeah, and I actually really liked this guy. So we met up quite few times until he asked me out. In 2014, he was doing his matric and I was doing my grade 11. And he also asked me to go for his MD. So guys, I actually attended my husband's MD back in 2014. I know it may sound insane, but yes, I actually attended my husband's MD and he also attended my MD in the year 2015. As much as he was doing his first year then in Durban, he came down for this girl and he attended my MD with me. So yeah, so that's when I knew, okay, man, this guy, this is the guy for me. You know, this is the guy for me. He would do that for me. He would honestly do that for me. And honestly, you know, if you're not working and you're still a student and there's just cost into all of this, and he did try to save and make it work, I knew that this was the guy. So for us now, after my matric, I have to go to tertiary institution. I got accepted to study in Durban, and there's people in my hometown who are like, no, I'm following a man. I'm just not gonna complete my degree. I'm gonna come back, leave certificates in Animasho, which is a child, and none of that happened. And people actually had the assumption that I stayed with my husband. So when I was doing my kitchen review, I was like, guys, please remind me when I do a get to know me video to actually talk about the whole thing of why I ended up having, of how I ended up having two smack kettles as well as two smack toasters in my kitchen. So this drawers here, because I never stayed with my man. I never lived with my husband until we bought this house and we moved in together. And that was after he had paid Lobola. So in 2023, one thing that I love the most is travel. Like, guys, if you want to win my heart, let's travel. Tell me to pack my bags and let's go somewhere. Like, I love traveling so, so, so much. It just refreshes my mind, it clears my mind. You see new things, you get new ideas. Yeah, traveling is so therapeutic, guys. I just love, love, love traveling. So I feel like even how my house turned out is simply because of how I travel. Like, I travel a lot. I get to see different designs and different ideas, and I incorporate them in my dailies, like in my space. And yeah, guys, so yeah, I didn't stay with my husband until that. And so in 2023, I remember I can never forget that trip. In 2023, my husband and I took a trip to Dubai. We were still boyfriend and girlfriend then. I think we had dated for like what, 9 years or 8 or 9 years. So I'm like, okay, here we are, we go to Dubai. So I remember that trip was beautiful. I wish I was a YouTuber back then, guys, because that vlog was going to be a vlog. Like, that trip was so well planned, well curated. Like, everything about the trip was on point. I will try to insert like clips. So I was just referring back to the question. There was this other lady who asked me, she was like, what's your favorite holiday destination you've traveled to? So that will be Dubai. And what's your top three dream vacation destination? So that will be Greece, that will be Italy, and that will be Paris. Those are the three vacation destinations that I would want to go to. And yeah, so in that year we went to Dubai. And the second last day, to be quite honest, I always tell my husband that, like, love, I've known you, I've lived with you so much, like, there's no one who knows me like I know you. And he also says to me, he always saying that to me, that there's no one who understands and know you like I know you. We are best friends. Like, that's the guy I see in the morning when I open my eyes, guys. So yeah, so second last day, we headed on the trip. We headed to dinner, and man, I was like, no, my when I told my husband that I knew that I was going to get engaged, he's like, you lying. I'm like, from now onwards, I'm going to tell you when I feel like things are going to happen. So as you understand that I had known about. So that day, all of a sudden, this guy is holding like a bag. Not really. It was like smaller than a bag, man, from luxury homemade. It was this size. I'm like, why would my husband take a bag? And this bag had something inside, but I was like, ah, no. So before dinner, I'd always say, even if he was trying to hide shame, guys, we were we had to go in the Uber together to the hotel, to the thingy dinner spot for that evening. So I was like, this, and then we went to the top of Burj Khalifa. That's where we were dining when I got engaged, guys. I was then engaged on the 15th of June 2023 inside the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. And I was engaged by the tallest guy in this world, guys. And yeah, that's when our journey to marriage began. That was like 9 years later. So I'm drawing it back to people who are, I'm not saying you shouldn't want finer things in life, but sometimes you must just be realistic and stick with someone who loves you. Like, being materialistic sometimes is a scam, guys. Now I would come here and say that because I have a testimony in Kilabon. Back then, my friends, other people would say, yo, but why are you still with this guy. I remember my my other friend turned 21 and I attended her birthday in Davao. So we were still very young. I think we were doing my second or third year. So I met this other girl who we were in school together. And then this girl, all of a sudden, she's asking me, "Hey, how Batong, are you still with that guy?" I'm like, "What do you mean I'm still with that guy?" Yes, I am still I am still with that guy. That was my response to her. Oh, why are you still dating that guy? Yo, you know, my boyfriend and I, we own our property, like we have shares here in the Val, in Emerald, in like this girl. Why am Walla so guys? As much as we're in the same school, I mean, we were not even done with our degree, and the age gap between me and my husband did not allow my husband to actually have shares in Emerald. So you're obviously dating an old guy. Girl, come on. I'm still sticking by him. Like, you find people who are like, no, but why are you not moving on? Why are you not finding yourself a rich guy? You're so beautiful. I'm just like, no, if there's one thing about me, I've always wanted to be with someone that we're going to build this life thing from scratch, from ground up. And when I check, like the people were saying all these things, where I am today with my husband, not that I'm comparing, but as years goes, it's very important for you to remind people of the things that they have actually said or done. These people, I'm sorry to say, but I don't even know where they are. I can't see direction. Or like, where is this? What ended up happening with this rich guy? What happened? Like, you can't even gather dots. And what is said is you can't even go back to them and say, remember that broke boyfriend of mine? He's my husband now, and this is where we are in life. Because when you remind people now, usolimo to asile, but honestly, people really need to learn to mind their own business, guys. Anyway, yeah, so my husband and I came to Durban, and whatever people had assumed about me coming here never happened. Like, we never stayed together. We ended up, I remember this, after my honors, I relocated. Pela, now guys, I didn't start my life here. If you're in Durban and you know things like places, like I started staying in Point, like that's where I stayed. Nekidula South Beach, guys. And if you know South Beach, South Beach is like the ghetto. Although when I was doing my first year, my mom had gotten me an apartment in the beachfront in South Beach. I was actually staying in the beachfront, like very closer to Ushaka Marine. There's like, is it Silver Sands Hotel? I was staying next to Silver Sands Hotel. That's where I started staying. That was my first apartment when I started living here in Durban. And then later on, my mom noticed that this strategy, the business strategy that she has shown me, is actually working out for me. And she was like, girl, now that you're making your own coins, I'm out. So you have to learn that you save your money, you build your money, you maintain that you are able to do the business that comes. And yeah, so after that, I saw that flat because I was sharing this flat with the girl that I had left, like my then friend who we matriculated together. We relocated to Durban together, but really things never really worked out the same way. So she came back, she went back home, and I stayed in Durban. So when she left, this two-bedroom flat now was very expensive. I think we're paying around 7,000 in South Beach then. In 2016, no, that was a lot. And my mom was like, ah, no, now I cannot really continue to pay for you because now you're making your own money, girl. That was in 2017 or 18. Yeah. Then I checked for other places and I got an apartment down the road in on like around the area, and I remember I was paying my rent 3,500. And because of the distances, I was now 21 years of age and I was studying in Westville. So it was just a long, like, I was staying far from campus. And so I was then starting to save up for my first car, guys, and I got my first car at the age of 21 before I actually turned 21. So I was still 20 years of age. I saved up for my car and I got my car by age 21. In June on my birthday, I already had my 1 series, and I still own that car to this day, guys, because it just has such a special place in my heart. I can't get rid of this car. I just love that car. And honestly, the other day we took a trip, we used it to Joburg, and it's still in good conditions. I service it, and but I can't just get rid of that car because honestly, it always takes my mind back to where I started. Wabo. So, guys, I just love God and how He structures our lives. So, I later on then moved to Umhlanga. So, when I moved to Umhlanga, it was COVID. So during COVID, I was already done with my honors degree doing my master's. So I couldn't complete my master's. I cut it off because I didn't understand how things were going to unfold, how things were going to work out. So we had to go back home, and this online introduction of online learning, it was just a lot for me, Waban. And I was like, no, let me just pause. I will go back. I'm currently doing my master's, guys. So don't judge. This guy like a dropout deal. I'm not a dropout. I'm doing my master's this year. Yes, scholars if guys. So that year, the following year, my husband applied for a job. I'm like, dude, you are not going to be working for someone, baby. You are not. Like, if there's one thing that I told my husband is that we are not going to wake up and go make someone a millionaire. Instead, we should wake up and make ourselves millionaire. So my husband was like, ah, no, I'll manage, I'll go. So he started accounting, I'll go and work and so I'm like, this guy. I was so demotivated then, but I was like, because he knows how we make this money, he will eventually see that it's not worth it. Guys, my husband came back to Durban and he started this new job and yeah, sorry about that. He started this new job and believe you me, 2 weeks down the line, he was like, yo, okay, then I came to visit him because I was doing my honors photo shoot because I couldn't really do go on like graduate because of COVID. So we decided that we should do like a photo shoot for it. So I came to Durban, did my photo shoot, and visited my husband for like a week. Then I was owning this car. Yo, that was the saddest trip of my life. So I came to Durban with my mom, my sister, her son. Yeah, it was like how many of us? Four of us. We came for this grad shoot. I wanted it to be done in Durban. I had recently bought, like during COVID, I managed to buy myself a bike, like a Ford Ranger, guys. Yo, hi, bro. Like during COVID, it doesn't make sense. During COVID, I managed to get myself a bike. So I bought myself a Ford Ranger then, and we came to Durban with it. It was like it was boring. Like, do you guys know how COVID was boring? We were just indoors, not knowing what to do, and we ended up actually being locked down. There was provincial lockdown. So once the provincial lockdown thing was done and we could actually move to other provinces, I was like, no, let's take this car and have a road trip to Durban. We're going for this shoot. We booked, we got here, and yeah. So I told my mom that I'm going to stay here because I wanted to visit my boyfriend, and she was fine with it. And the day of the checkout, I dropped them at the airport and I stopped by Umhlanga. That's where my husband was staying. And then I was like, let's go to the hotel, let's pack. I know he was tired because he had went out the previous day. And then the sky is so big now, and that hotel parking was so small. When we get to, I've never, so guys, in my entire life. So here's the kind of like, yo, can you just please pack this car for me? It's like, no, I told you we must just take a nap a bit and do and come back so as you pack properly, but you didn't want it. Because now guys, if there's one thing about me, if I want something to happen, I want it to happen. I want it to happen like right now. Let's just get over this thing and done. Wabon. So I was like, no, I'll drive. And then I drove to the hotel. When I got to the hotel, the parking was small. My husband didn't want to park the car because he was so tired now. And then I was like, ah, no, I'll just park in front. We're just taking things and then we're going. Guy, soon, so this is like the saddest story of my life. Like, if there's one sad part, somebody did ask, is there anything, has anything, what is the saddest story of your life? So this is the story. Um, so I parked in front of the hotel. It was Bel Air Hotel in North Beach. I parked in front of the hotel. I go up to pack my things, and while I'm packing, my husband is sleeping. So I get a call, tracker. So how I started in life, I went to, I started by buying taxis, guys. I have taxis back home. Like I started buying, I remember I started with one and I ended up in five taxis, and it was a business that was it's not really profitable, if I have to say. So I no longer have interest, but those taxis are still there. I'll explain. Like, I don't want to touch much on what I do because I feel like as we move along, you guys will understand what I do and you'll get to understand, because I also still do need your guys' support. So I will definitely show what I do. So yeah, I thought, man, Treka, those taxis, they will be called. Treka is always calling because maybe there's a battery issue, there's what. But this time, Treka is asking me about my van. What? And then I answer, I'm like, they like, we just saw a battery disconnection on your vehicle. Is everything all right? And I was like, no, please hold on. So from the room that we had, you could look through the balcony and check if the car is still there. Guys, I opened the window. I'm like, to this person on the call, please hold. Let me just open the window and check if everything is fine. As I opened the window and checked where I parked the car, there is no car. Hi, Bo, there is no car. Kanjan, there is no car. I can't make sense out of this. How come I can't find my car? So I'm like to this person. Like, I also can't believe that. Like, I left that car there. I cannot be wrong. Or is it maybe because I'm up, I can't see clearly? I'm like to this person, can you please hold on? Let me just go downstairs to verify because I feel like I can't see my car. I went downstairs. When I was when I got downstairs, guys, it felt like I was dreaming. There was no car. So my second car was stolen. I'm like, yo, that was the worst thing that could have ever happened to anyone who is trying in life. And then I go upstairs. There are people in the lift. I was holding my phone like this. I was shaking, guys. Like, I was shaking. I woke up my boyfriend. I'm like, they stole my car. And he's like, they stole your car. What are you talking about? You? Lapo, you know, this thing of us being comfortable. My husband had left in these pajamas. It's like, ah, no, I'll just wait for you to finish packing and then we will drive back. Here we are with my luggages. We don't have a car. My husband's car is at his flat. Where? In Umhlanga. At least I have my purse. At least he has his wallet. Or was his wallet with us? I can't recall. Like, it was just Hunokopakani, guys. Hunokopakani that day. Imagine not so long ago you bought a car, and the next moment you no longer have that car. Aye, guys. So we have to go to the police station, report the stolen car. Yeah, you still can't make sense. Hore, you no longer have a car. Like, that car is gone. It was crazy. It was insane. Luckily, my car was recovered, but it was not in good conditions. So I had to like let go of the car. I sold it. And yeah, guys, I was like, no, I cannot own a van in Durban. I made peace and I bought myself a Mercedes. It was such an upgrade. I got myself a C300. I love that car so much, but it also had issues now, and I was like, hey, let me just let go, and I bought myself my current car, the BMW. So, guys, I'm in Durban now. My husband is the only one who has the apartment. I'm visiting for a week. He's going to work. I told him not to work, but he's going to work. 2 weeks down the line, my husband is like, hell no. Okay, so this weekend we had to go out for lunch, and then that weekend they wanted him to go to work. And then he was like, Love, I think by 1 o'clock we should be done. Guy, one pass, two pass, three pass. I'm like, hey, you are not coming. Are you telling me that you are going to go to work on Saturday and come back at 5? Hell no, guys. To be quite honest, now I told my husband to leave the work. He told me 2 weeks later that he cannot do with that work and what we're doing. I was like, no, no. Obviously, when you're working for someone and when you're working for yourself, the rewards are actually being self-employed is actually better. As much as it is risky and it's more stressful, it's actually better because it's much more rewarding than working for someone who's going to give you an income and you just become relaxed for the rest of your life. I don't support a 9 to 5. So somebody did ask, are you self-employed or are you working a 9 to 5? Guys, I am self-employed. I'm an owner of a group of companies that you will see as we go. So yeah, guys. So I then went to Umhlanga visiting my husband, and I saw, oh, these apartments are so nice. Who was your agency? How did you get this apartment? So in the agency, I remember we went, and then I was also looking for an apartment because I was like, hell no, I'm not gonna stay in the Free State. One thing about me, guys, I am a go-getter. I can't be in a space, in my comfortable space. I can't be using my mom's kettle, my mom's toaster. I don't have a micro oven. I don't have a couch, but I'm making money. So I was like, no, I have to actually relocate and come back to Durban. Besides, my boyfriend is in Durban and I'm in Free State. We lived there when I was doing my matric and he was doing his first year. I'm not going to repeat that. Guys. There's no way. So, and then we got to the agency. So this lady showed me a few apartments in Umhlanga, and the apartment that I liked was the one in the complex where my husband was staying, and he was so angry. My husband didn't want that whole setup and stuff, but I was like, guy, you gotta move out because I'm gonna stay here. What? So I actually stayed on the ground floor and my husband stayed on the first floor in the same complex. I think that setup was like for a period of 3 to 2 years, 3 years. Because 2023 I got engaged. Then 2024 he paid Lobola, and then January of 2024 or 2023 December he paid Lobola. 2024 February we moved into our house because somebody asked me how did we save for the house, and I was like, I don't know how we save for the house, but from the little profits that we make, we made sure that we put that money aside so as we can buy the property that we currently live in. So yeah, guys, that setup was like that. I never lived with my husband until we moved into our house. And yeah, that's how I ended up with two snack kettles and two toasters in my kitchen because he was staying in his flat, so he got the black color and I got the white color. Until he paid Amalobolo, I got Lobola in 2023, guys. I wish I was a YouTuber back then, and so as you guys could have just seen my Lobola vlog and stuff, but I will try to do that Lobola thingy video. If you guys are interested, please do let me know if you want to see my Lobola celebration. I'm not yet married, hence why I am still using my family surname, which is Maseko. However, My husband paid Lobola and I was welcomed into his family. And yeah, we are here. Somebody did ask me a very interesting question, Uguti. What inspired you to start being a YouTuber? That's a beautiful question. The one thing that inspired me to being a YouTuber is that I actually loved taking videos, and honestly, it was not benefiting me in any way. And it's actually demotivating to actually be shooting and investing your time and energy in something that does not have a payout. So I also enjoyed watching other people's vlogs, and I was like, ah, no, this is so easy. And you find people on YouTube space who will tell you how much they actually make on the platform, and I was like, this seems very, very easy. So why not actually do this? So I ended up having or starting my YouTube channel 6 months ago. Last one, what makes you really laugh? It can be your favorite movie, show, or music, or a shared joke. Oh, guys, I honestly, I honestly don't know what makes me laugh. What makes me laugh? Mm-mm. Guys, any joke, you crack anything that is a joke to me, I just laugh. I don't really have like a specific
So another
thing
question
that
was, do I
makes
still
me
have both my
laugh.
parents? And the answer to that is no. I lost my dad in the year 2016. On the 20th of June 2016, I was doing my first semester at the university, and it wasn't an easy one, guys. Honestly, losing a parent is just one thing that shouldn't even happen to your worst enemy. It's a lot, and may his soul continue to rest in peace. Um, this person also asked if do I have kids. The answer to that is no. I don't have any kids as yet. Yes, I do want to have kids in the near future. And yeah, guys, I'm currently a puppy mom. I am a dog mom to my cute little puppy. Her name is Coco. And yeah, I feel like I'm gonna close it off here because I don't want this video to be too long. It's our first get to know me video. The way these questions were a lot, I even forgot about my wine. So I didn't want this video to be quite long because it's our first sit down and get to know me video. So if you have stayed until this part, please just comment with a heart on the comment section down below. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's free of charge, guys. I really, really do appreciate those who are now part of my family, and we are willing to accept new members so as we can grow this family. Yeah, guys, thank you so, so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Bye.